So maybe she'll come back. Okay, guys. So let's do some Cinchshare training. So I wanted to, before we get into it and really start talking about it, I wanted to preface some things first. I thank all of you for being such, giving me such great feedback and stuff when it comes to it. I know Heidi and I have worked quite a bit. I know Marissa, you've been working on it. Jessica and I have been going back and forth all day, which has been fabulous. And I appreciate that because this whole thing is coming up with systems so that not only for us, and so we can maximize things. And again, we're going to talk some more about this, but for new consultants. And so that's what I want to do, is really be able to come up with something good. So as you have new consultants that come in, that we're able to give them, to be able to give them some info and be able to, to be able to give them what they need to start. So the first thing, and I know Jessica, you and I talked about this a little bit today. One of the things that I wanted to really preface is when we talk about the template, with all of the posts and stuff, this is just like when I train you guys to do a cooking show. If you want to do a cooking show, I would train you to say that you could throw a pizza out. And I know, Vicki, you've probably heard me say this. You could, hey, Bobby, you could throw a pizza out on the table and people are going to buy stuff. Really, when it comes to the product post stuff, it really makes no difference what you post about, really. You can post my stuff, you can post, but really the whole purpose of doing this is that we really want to get continued business, right? We want these bookings that you've just worked really hard to get to be a flash in the pan. We don't want them just to, you do those parties and they're done. We want to get more bookings and we want to get some recruit leads, right? That's really what the purpose is here. That we want to do. So mind is we want that continued business. What's going on at your house, Bobby? Are you cooking dinner? Oh, she muted. Watching Bobby at your house. So let's talk about this. There are 3 different parts to this equation, and I know Jessica and I talked about this a little bit too. 3 different parts to the equation of this system. Okay. And here's the whole part to, oh, Rick is so good. He can, you know what, Matt's doing my dishes too, so that we got some keepers. All right, so here's what we want to do when you've got 3 different parts of this equation. One is the template, of course, with the posting and stuff. The other one is the host coaching, which again is probably, you guys all have that document, correct? In Evernote, you have the host coaching. The other one is that to-do list that I have, which is sort of like another sort of part of that. I wanted to make sure all of you had seen, and that's where Jessica and I know we're talking about this a little bit. I did not put these all in one big document. I didn't meld them together in one big document because I feel like I'm always tweaking it. And it's harder for me to tweak it if I got my posts in there, I've got everything going. So that's why I have it all separate. You guys are welcome to put it together all in your own if that works better for you. But again, it's just, again, this system, I'm going to tell you that some of you are brand new at this. Some of you have been doing these for a long time and have been around the block. Some of us have struggled with virtual parties in the past and never got them to go. I was just telling Heidi, I just finished, again, I'm just going to give you like another thing. So I was gone to Europe for a week and a half last month. I maybe went out of my house. Me, who usually does 2 cooking shows a week, I did probably maybe 4 cooking shows last month. It was all these virtuals doing the exact system I'm going to teach you, and I submitted $10,500 last month. Yesterday, some of these parties were closing up, and I was telling Heidi this, Matt and we play this game now all the time. I go, guess what my sales are right now? What's submitted right now? So as of last night, on the 1st of the month, in just one day, I had $1,200 submitted just on orders that were coming in one day. So,
Anna.
What?
Nobody likes a bragger.
I'm not bragging. I'm telling you guys, you can all do this.
We need to hear that because we need to have hope that we can do it too.
You absolutely can do it. But that's what I want, that's the importance of, I'm telling you, trust me. I know Heidi, you were doing, I'm going to do it because Heidi's here, but you're not the only one that it was, I'll be Rena, she's going to watch this later, but she's incredible. She's like, I don't know, we're already setting it up. There's already people there. And I said, it's okay, don't post yet. Do not post. I know you think, oh my God, people are in there, I gotta post. Just don't. You spend those first 3 days, that's how the timeline is. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're host coaching them, add people to the party. You're not posting anything. That's it. And you tell them you're gonna post on Saturday, that's when the party's gonna, the pre-party's gonna start.
I went in tonight and put little gifts into all my things. I've like told the host that, why are you doing?
You just messed it all up.
No, I didn't.
You might have.
No, I did like the baby dancing, and I like said, stay tuned. No, I did the gift. No, it's funny.
No gifts.
No, I did one at the top of the baby like dancing, and I said, stay tuned, the party starts Saturday.
I think that's fine. I know, because here's what, and that's fine. I think it's just funny because I know that some of this is asking you guys to go against what we've always done before. So, and that's the point too, is that, okay, so this has been working for me. We have other directors on the team that it's working for. It's working, we've got other consultants on the team that are doing it, that are working. So that's when they were doing it, I said, okay, now we really got to put this out. And so I know that whatever I'm going to tell you, it's working. So we just got to figure it out. No, again, you're going to make your own little spin on it and some, but we're going to talk about it. Here's the reason why we're using Cinchshare. Could you post on all these parties on your own? Yes, I could give you the post and you can do that. You absolutely cannot do the volume that you're going to want to do. You guys, everyone on this team right here in this thing wants to become a director. And we want to grow your team, and we want to grow it pretty quick because we're tired of farting around, right, Vicki?
Right, exactly.
Yes, done. So, and you, Jessica and Marissa, you guys have fast track stuff on the line too. We've got to do this fast, but there's no reason why you can't do it fast, but you also, doing this kind of volume, there's no way that you could post it. A bunch of you have full-time jobs, and to have to do that, there's just no way. You've got to have Cinchshare, you've got to have a scheduling like this. So that's how we're going to make it happen. Again, it's all in a numbers thing. I had you guys, and we really worked on booking 2 this week, so we could really just sort of go at a good pace to sort of see how it's going and be able to use it and do that. But the goal is, and what I want you guys to work for, is to have 5 for next week. That's what the goal is. So next Wednesday, we're going to set 5. That's what the goal is. As a director, if you're doing, now listen, some of you here do cooking shows too, like I do. I love my cooking shows still. I will still do at least 1 a week and sort of throw them in there. But I'm going to tell you that if it comes to virtuals, and there's really not a big difference here when we talk about these numbers, that you are going to want to book eventually about 6 a week. That's how much you're going to want to book, knowing that 4 will actually at least qualify. Okay? And what happens if you have 4 a week? That's 16 a month, right, Megan? And if all 16 a month had $200 in sales at least, would you be happy, Megan, with $3,200 personal sales? Would you be green every month as a director if you had those kind of sales? Yes. So that's what the goal is here. Now, I'll tell you to do $10,500 in sales, but I'm booking more like 10 a week. That's about what I'm doing. But again, I'm not doing any posting. I'm just doing all the other stuff. Out of 8 to 10, probably 2 of them are not even qualifying. But out of that kind of numbers, again, I've got, you know, at least 2. One this week, 2 of them were over 800 and 1 was over 1,000. So that's just because, again, if you've got enough, you've got more of a chance of that kind of stuff to happen. Okay? So that's what we're going to start with 2 this week, and then our focus is 5 for next week. So as you're going through, if we book from this party, these parties coming up, but also other bookings you're going to get and stuff, we're going to feed those in there. Okay, so we are going to talk more about bookings too on our call on Friday night. So, or on Sunday night. Marissa and Jessica, you guys are in the Moving On Up call. We've got at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. The rest of you are in the mastermind call that we have at 8. But that's what we're gonna talk on. as well. Okay, so let's talk Cinchshare, okay? We're gonna do real basic Cinchshare. Has anybody downloaded the template yet to your Cinchshare? The template I gave you, have you been able to? You have been able to go in and look at it. Marissa, you got it in too. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a review on that. You guys already sort of know that. This will look good for you, Heidi, because it will look very similar to what you and I did, but I'm going to go a little bit further. Megan, have you done that yet? Do you know, you know Cinchshare some, but this whole sharing of templates, though, we haven't done much of in the past either. So that it might be a little bit different. I'm going to share and I'm going to show you guys how this goes. Keep your questions or throw them down in the chat if you have them. And we will, I definitely will do, question and answer and stuff at the end. Why is that doing that? What, you cannot minimize Zoom when you're recording. Okay, well, get rid of the chat. Why is the chat all the way over there? Okay, oh, wait a minute. Oh gosh, okay. I don't know what that happened. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I sort of made a bogus thing here. All right, can you guys all see this? Okay, so here's my Cinchshare, right? Everybody sees it, okay? So you guys have, and I hope so, it sounds like, I'm glad you, Jessica, you guys have, Jessica and Marissa have sort of played with it enough to sort of know a little bit of how this works. Bobby, do you use Cinchshare? You do too, so you're pretty good at this too. Okay. Again, we've got all day. So this first little thing, you know, here is how you could schedule. So you could actually create a post here in something by going to this top one. Here is that first thing, and again, it's all in our instructions here about the networks. I don't care if I was in here, I just went in and highlighted my party. You always have to, I don't know why I do this refresh thing. You always have to refresh it so that it'll actually come up. And because I've got so many, I've got to do this. So I just had come up with one. Well, to give you guys another little why this is doing this, a couple things, tips when it comes to those templates and what's going to actually post. On Saturday and Sunday, you're going to see those posts are very engagement worthy, I mean, that's really what it is. It's all about a whole bunch of games and stuff. Those are the one days that during that weekend I do. See, I have a lot of stuff going on here. These are all. See, this is when you do a lot of launch parties and what did I call that thing? Okay, I might come back to what I was just talking about. 1 second. Okay, here, Cinchshare training. Okay, so I'm gonna check this. I'm going to move you guys and check this. Okay, so now that's going to show up in my networks. Then I'm going to go here to the manage the post. And now I need to bring over, and Tori gave me a thing. Okay, good. Tori gave me a link. Let me find her. And so I'm going to now click my link. That doesn't sound good. Click the link. Oh, good. Cinchshare training for Anna. Okay, good. So she gave me her folder. So this is what happened. Remember, Heidi, we did this, right? So it lets me do it. So here it is. Now, what I need to do, though, is this means that it's locked, that she's sharing it with you. How it looks when you do. I can't edit them from here. And this is where we ended up with Jessica. Were you able to get in and edit them at all, Jessica?
Yes, I was. I just can't seem to go back in and see it right.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to find them. I'll show you how to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, see this right here? This is going to be where all your stuff is going to happen all the time, is where these little things are. I'm going to select them all. And then in this thing, I want to batch post them. I want to batch post them into my show, right? My show that we just were talking about. So what happens is when I batch post it, it shows all of my active things that I have right now. So I don't want it in all these things. I'm going to clear them. But I want it to post into my Cinchshare. And let's say I wanted to start posting on Saturday, right? Like that's usually what, and maybe like around 10:21. That sounds good. That's when I'm going to have them batch post. I'm going to automatically, it's just going to default for the 5 minutes. I know I'm going to have to go home or go in and change all these things. Because again, you guys saw, my template doesn't come over with times and dates on it. You've got to go in and time and date it into your party. The beautiful thing is if you have 2 shows going and you take that template that I gave you, you've put a time and for the one time for that one show, because then you can batch post it. It will keep that interval within your program. So once you put the intervals and you batch post it into your other show, it'll keep whatever intervals that you started. Does that make sense? No?
Anna,
What?
Anna, do you just do one show at a time when you're doing the batch?
Yes, I
Okay.
do, because one of the things that I do to make sure that I don't get put into jail is I put the order link for the show on every post.
Okay.
So that's another thing. I'll show you how to do that. But yes, so I do it. I don't batch post all together. I do show by show. Yes.
Okay.
And I'll show you how, because I want those posts then, each post to be different than the others.
Right.
Yeah. Good question. Jessica, do you have a question? No. Okay. All right. So I'm going to apply this interval of 5 minutes because I don't really care. And then I'm going to go ahead and just schedule the batch, because then I need to get in and I need to start playing with it. So I'm going to schedule the batch, okay? So now it's actually scheduling them 5 minutes apart onto my show. But where I'm going to find it is if I go here into pending, because they're pending, and I'm going to put, these are all the things I have pending, but I wanted to see what's pending for my Cinchshare training. Do you see how I did that? Yeah. So now all I have here on the screen is all of my pending things for the Cinchshare, okay? And it tells me when they're all ready to go, okay? So this is what time they have. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go through and change the time. Let me just do one other thing. This screen right here is that you can change view, which sometimes I like this view a little bit better because it's easier, but that's how you can do that as well. So the way that you're going to change the post, if you just want to change, let's say, the time and the script, the text, if you just click on it, you see, this is the easiest way. Unless you were changing pictures, I would go right here and click edit. And look, I can go through and change all of this, You see? I could change this to make it look like me. And then once it's good, then I'm gonna go through and do this. Oh, wait a minute. You know what we can't change here? I lied, is we can't change the time and stuff. So you're gonna have to go out anyway. Okay, so in this first one, disregard that. Let's go here. So we need to go and hit this and hit edit post and come out here. And this is how you're gonna change the time. In the Evernote or the Cinchshare Evernote that I gave you, it tells you post 1 through 5 is on the day 1, right? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you can see then, and you know then which ones I have or set up in each day. So that way then you just spread them out within the day for that.
Like the second we leave here.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? Okay.
So you're saying that you have the post separated by the days?
I have, let me show you. I'm gonna, let me stop share. I'm gonna show you this. Let me go into Evernote. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Let me, okay, hold on. Let me share, but I'm gonna share you my Evernote. Okay, so in this Evernote, this is the one you have, the number 2. Everybody should have this one, setting up your party for Cinchshare. So it goes through all these screens of how to do this, but look right here, number 10.
Oh.
Okay. But I'm going to tell you, I probably have more. I think there's more than 36 posts. So this is something I'm going to have to look at and adjust for you guys. I think I've added a few posts because there was a few extra specials in this one. So I will change it. But this is here, so then you can look at it then and know that that's sort of how they go. But you know what?
No. So your day one says post 39 through 36.
Yeah, because it goes backwards, remember?
Well, the one that I'm looking at doesn't. It goes, the number one is your intro video.
Let me try something. Let's do something else. Do you see this screen? This is back at the batch post. This might be the best time to change those dates and the times is at this point. You see what post this is? So let's go back here. I want to make this the easiest for you. Let's go back in here, leave. And I'm going to actually open up another, somebody else gave me a link too. I want to open up somebody, I think Terry gave me a link. Okay, let's open this. Let me share my screen. Bear with me, guys. We want to make this work. I want to make this, because we're going to play. Okay, so here I'm going to view. This is Terry gave me one. Okay, so let's go back to like from number, like the start. Okay, so if this is something she's given me, I'm going to select all and I'm going to batch post them. Okay, so this is easier. This is 17. Okay, so this is, yeah, you're right. So this came up 1 through.
Yeah, it comes up the opposite of what you have.
It does come up the opposite that I have. Okay, so I've got to bump it. I will bump it the other way and figure out what the numbers are.
Okay.
But this is what I'm thinking is, watch this step right here, and that's what it says in my to-do when you look at that, is we apply the interval. Watch this. This, I think, is going to be the easiest place to do this. Look, you're going to apply the interval, and you're going to change here. You're going to be able to see 1 through 6, let's say, is all on day 1. I'm going to go through and keep 1 through 6 for May 4th, and I'm going to go ahead and change the dates or the times right there. You see? And then you'd be able to, whatever I give you for that, what those numbers are, you can then adjust them for the days right there. That's where we were, Heidi. That's where you're going to want to play with yours right in here, because this is going to be
Okay.
times in your dates. Here's the beautiful thing again, guys. Here's really, truly, you put this one template in and change these times and dates, and even by next month, you're like, oh, Anna, I've got this. I know this one I want to put in, and I want to do this. You just keep using the same template. And you can just change in times and stuff, but you've got that same one. You're only going to have to do this one time. And then you can change everything from there, swap them in and out as well.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, so that's something, Jessica, I will do as soon as we get off this call. I will come up with a grid of the ones that I gave you. I'll give to all of you the breakdown of what days each one of those posts go in.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So should we be editing them after we batch them or before? Because if I want to add my own personal pictures of myself instead of you,
Yes.
shouldn't I do that in the template before I batch it to the party?
No, I don't think I would go ahead, because I don't think you actually can. You
Okay,
can't.
I just didn't know if I could change it. Do I have to change it every time I batch it to a new party?
No, because you're going to now, once you change it for this party coming up, you're going to start batching your new one. The one you changed, that's what you're going to batch. Yeah.
Okay.
This first time is the only time you're going to mess with mine. You're going to make it yours with pictures and stuff. It's a great question. So let's go back to the one that I had in here. So we've got my pending one, right? The pending one that I started with. Let's say that I had already changed all the times and stuff. I'd done those already. Okay, let's say that I'm looking through here. So all my times and my dates were fine because I did that in the thing. I look at this, and this thing I want to make sure is a picture of me. Or this, let's say, is that video. You guys remember in the template, there are videos that I'm doing. You don't want to put my videos in your template. Do not put my videos in your parties. Just I would definitely, I told Heidi, watch them. I think you should watch them, see, because I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of information from that secret word thing. And what happens then is then they're messaging me. And so now I have a contact with them and I can really create. And so my conversation, they'll be like, hey, I'm at Erin's party. The thing is rock. And I'll be like, thanks so much for being here. Is this your first virtual party? And they'll say, yes, it is. And I'll say, well, make sure you just set your notifications. Do you have any products? So I spend, again, this weekend, and it's going, and there's a lot of engagement. They're sending me those personal messages. I'm responding pretty much on everything they answer on every one of those engagement things. Even if it's something silly, there was one that had about breakfast, like what was their thing about their breakfast, what they had for breakfast. And some of them said coffee, and some of them said, I need to eat right away, or whatever the old thing. So I would do, like Heidi said, the gifts. That's what I did, is I responded to every one of them with a funny gift. Because again, it's being fun with them. It's creating that kind of engagement and creating that kind of relationship. That's your most important thing this weekend. But again, if you don't have to worry about what you're going to post, that's all you have to focus on is doing that. But this is where you would, what we're talking about, changing pictures. You go in here then, and let's say I want to change this picture to, I don't know, something else I have. Let me go in and do something cool with, let me show you this with Cinchshare. I don't know if you guys can see this. If you go to pamperedchef.com, and let me see, if I go here, do you see my pamperedchef.com page? Like my parties? You do? Okay, good. Sometimes I don't know. Let me log in here, and I'm going to show you something cool about with Cinchshare when you want to change, you want to add pictures and stuff. So let's say I want to add a picture of a product in here. So let's say I go, okay, double burner grill pans. Okay, double burner grill pan. Watch this. This is pretty cool. This is on your computer. So Heidi, I don't think, if you're just doing things just on your phone, it probably won't work. Here's a cool thing about Cinchshare. So instead of me having to go here and do this whole copy the image or save the image, look, if I just copy the image address, did you see when I did that or no? Can you not see my, yeah? You want to copy the image address, and then look, I can put it here and paste it. Do you see?
Oh, wow.
And it automatically goes on. Or you can choose them from your computer. But then all I want to do, and then I can save all this, and then I'm going to schedule the post. Then it asks me, do you want to go back? And I says, yes. And it puts me right back to where it's Cinchshare training. So then I can see things, and it puts right back into the sequence so I can see. So I can look here, see the time, the date, and the sequence, what's actually posting. I can look at all of that right here. Do you have a question, Jessica? I can't hear you. Are you talking? Oh.
Sorry, I had you on mute.
That's all right.
How do you do more than one pic? Is there a way to do more than one picture without having to do a collage first?
Yeah, there is. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's do image. So let's say we're in here. This is, and actually she has more. Look right here. There's this little thing right here. That's additional photos. Can you see that? So you can add additional photos in there. So it'll come up then with your additional photos. You just keep adding them right in there.
And then it'll come up like in a box, like it does on Facebook.
Yes. Yep. Like if you would put,
That's great.
Yep. So that's a good question. Yeah. So there are times, and you'll see actually in my template, I believe some of them, you'll see that I have several of them in there, and you can put a caption next to each one of the products too. So I think I have like on one of them, like the salad choppers and all their information, and then another product, I'll have sort of group them together that way. Good. Okay. One of the other things is, again, we're talking about the, what happened to Vicky?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Oh, I didn't see you on the thing. Oh, good. You're there. So
Can you
here's
see?
Yeah, I can see you now. I think you get into a different line for me when I'm here, and all of a sudden I was panicking because you weren't there. Okay. So here's the other thing that, again, this is what we were talking about to make sure that every one of them are different. That again, when you've got these all set up, this is how, when like Vicki was asking me, do I do them each separately? I go in here, I select all, and then here's something that I do. I do find and replace. You see this right here, the little binoculars? So I do find and replace, and I'm gonna say, okay, so these from this last party, let's say they all said, and so again, mine that came through should all have a link here. I think all of mine came through will have a link. I think Heidi and I looked, it was all Sarah Pomerlow, one of my girls that's having a party right now. So what you wanna do is you wanna highlight all the Sarah Pomerlow and say, I wanna find anything in here that says Sarah Pomerlow. Well, I want to scroll, here we go. And I wanted to find all of that, and I wanted to put in this. And so you're gonna put in here, let's say I wanted to put, it's gonna be all Ann Logan. I wanted to find this here, and I wanted to put this so that this link, the replace one, is gonna come up in every one of my posts in this party, right? And I'm gonna hit search, and look, it goes through and finds everywhere it's out that link, and it's gonna put in the new one. And so she doesn't have it in all of hers, but so then I go all the way to the bottom and you hit update posts, and then that change will automatically happen. Okay? So once you have this party, let's say Cinchshare training is my first party that I've got going on. Now I have all my dates right. I've got all my pictures right. It's all set to go. I've got my links in there. It's all ready to go. Now what I can do is I can link batch post this one, and then I'm going to batch post it into my next party, right? And then once you batch post it in your next party, the only thing you have to change in there is that link. You just need to text and do that find and replace for the new link. That's the only thing you need to change before you post and batch post it into your next party. Make sense? Good. What else am I missing? Anything else that you've got? Anything else you have burning questions?
What kind of things do you say to your hosts? Because it says, you know, like day 1, day 2, day 3, message your host, message your host. Yeah. So I'm just curious, just where I don't have the experience, where I know you're asking them to invite guests, but what else are you saying? You know, I know you have your initial.
Okay, so that's something else maybe you don't have, Jessica, because I have a whole host coaching Evernote that has what to say to them every day. Do you not have that?
I have the outline that says posting and messaging, and then you had given me an introduction of what to say, but I don't see anything that says what to say each day.
Okay, then you don't, this is where part of our problem is. Okay, can you guys see my Cinchshare right now or no? I mean my Evernote?
No.
No, okay, let me stop share. I gotta stop the share and then go back into the share. Let me show you what you're missing. So this is the problem, you, Jessica. Poor Jessica. You're just flying by the seat of your pants. All right, look, host coaching. So I have this whole host coaching document. I thought you had this. You don't have this?
I thought I did too, but.
Because this is what I said. Now again, I've got a little welcome video that I send, but here's what I send to her the first day. This is the Wednesday host coaching. Here is the Thursday host coaching. Here's Thursday evening.
Okay.
Here's Friday morning. So here is everything every day. Here's what I send her.
I think you sent it to me, but I didn't upload it all because I think I just got overwhelmed by
yes, I get it. Yeah. So that's the one. So now we've got our template. Here's this that goes through it. And then again, here's to do. This now again, the to-dos don't start till Sunday, and you'll see that in the timeline. But again, the to-dos, I do this like my guests So anybody that's active in the party on Sunday, I go into the notification post, that post that's in there, it's going to be in your template that says this is a change in notifications. And I tag not actually every active one, every member guest that has said they're going, I tag them in the comments and I say, make sure to do this so you don't miss anything. Okay? Monday, I have a notebook and I just put this for me, but on Monday, and I am not a paper person, but Mondays I write down everybody's party so that I can start keeping track. Because if on Sunday somebody came out and told me, nope, I'm not booking a party, but I'm not really asking people to book parties for Wednesday, I want to make sure I don't go to that woman that told me no on Sunday and say, hey, you want to make a party? You know, I don't want to do that. I want to know that she has already said no, you know, and not react to her that same way that I would. And then Tuesday I go through and that's my job. I've host coached them, my hosts, and then I go through and I friend request all of the active guests just to ping them. And then there's also, again, on Tuesday, there's that one post that has the $500 extra in your pocket, like what to put on here. And anybody that messaged that, actually, this is, I don't know, make sure. Have you, I don't know, let me change this, right? Because that was from, have you been looking to make some extra? I was telling Heidi, so this past group that I have, we've had, you know, I maybe didn't get tons, as many bookings as I usually do. I've been getting a lot of bookings, and I know that's one of the things, but I think I have 4 that are signing within the next 2 days, 4 people out of those parties that are just going to sign up as new consultants. So they were ones that this, you know, all of this stuff we've been doing and that I'm teaching you is all in these parties. So that, again, that's a reason why I want you guys to have the numbers so that we've got that kind of opportunity there. Okay, if you don't have these documents, make sure you let me know so I can get them to you, because this is all part of that system and part of that puzzle. You just know every day you've got a host coach, every day you've got to go through and do this to do. Here's another thing I'm going to tell you. We talked about on Saturday and Sunday that, like, all of this engagement, you're responding to all those games and stuff. Here's a little FYI, Heidi Coffin. It is not immediate. You don't have to be on your phone 24/7 over the weekend to make sure that you respond as soon as somebody comments, okay? Because you guys all have a life. So make sure that you can say, okay, after lunch, I'm going to sit down for an hour and do this. This is not like somebody calling you. That's why people love the messaging, is because it's not something that they have to do. They don't expect you to answer them right away. They don't expect you to. So you can give yourself some time. I don't want you to feel like you're on there. What, Heidi?
Why did you say Heidi Coffin?
Because I know you get very freaked out at work and stuff, that when people message, yeah, you told me. When people message you or they respond, that you've got to be on your party all the time. Didn't you hear it?
That was me.
That was you too? Yeah, you and I did have that conversation. Yeah. Talking about that's what I said, Heidi. Heidi, I know, does that. So that's how we were just talking to Purington about being on, and you know, she's like, with so much work, I don't know if I can do 5 shows. I go, you absolutely can, because you don't have to be on here all the time. You go on when you can. You know, you go on when you've got the time to. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be all the right immediate. You can give yourself and block your time. It's just that over the weekend, a lot of people are on. They're going to be doing a lot of responding and engaging. That's when you're going to want to make sure that you respond to everything in that weekend. Okay? The only other thing, there's another note that I had that I wanted to say that I was thinking about when it came to this template stuff. Oh, if you do change or add any posts, one of the things you'll notice in the templates that I have, and this is something I'll give total kudos to Ginger Pearl. She did a lot of big business, virtual business early on when virtual business was really new. She was doing a lot of it. And she grew her team to a director in like a month when she was really like gangbusters with it and stuff. She had done a bunch of training, and it really works. You'll notice that any one of my posts, even if it's a post about a dumb something, if it's got a recipe on it or it's just about a product or something, in the text, it's always a question. There's always some sort of an engagement, whether it's a multiple choice, like a what's your family's favorite things to do for dinner? Is it meat and potatoes? Is it Mexican? Is it Asian? Is it takeout? You know, like I always give them a multiple choice, or I always give them a question. I did something about potatoes. I think we're doing this. Oh no, I think it's like the snack one, and it says, "Are you team white or team sweet potatoes?" You know, and just to give them something to respond to on everyone. That's a tip that I can say once you start putting in your own posts and stuff, to make sure every post gives them a question to engage in. That's a big thing I noticed too. Okay, any other questions or thoughts for this? We think we have the Cinchshare down now. You're gonna play with it, Vicki, because I'm gonna go in, we're done, and I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna do the, I'm gonna go through my template and separate out for you guys what posts are in what day, so you'll know that. And then again, just set them that they start on Saturday morning, and then we're just going to get going. And then what's going to be fun is that we're all going to be talking at different times on Sunday night in our calls, so we can sort of get a recap of how things are going and in those parties and stuff till then. Okay, any other questions or thoughts? Is this helpful? Yeah, Jessica, yeah?
Yeah. So you'll resend the setting up your party with the posts for the day 1 through day 6?
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna redo that. I should do that right in that document then, you think?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
I didn't realize what that meant.
Yeah, that's okay. But I want to make
now
sure
that I see it all together, it makes more sense.
Which it does make sense. So that makes sense that we would do this visual kind of training instead of me just throwing it to you. And again, if anybody doesn't have number 1, number 2, number 3, or the to-dos, those 4 documents, let me know, because you need that. I mean, that's all part of the system. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot just post all your posts on there and expect things to happen. You can't just post a template and you're not going to just get bookings and get recruits. That's not going to happen. Just FYI. We have to do all that stuff. All right, are you good, Marissa? Good? All right, Megan's asleep. All right, so let's go and rock and roll. This is an exciting month. I mean, I'm just freaking out because remember, we have Monday night too. We have our virtual team meeting. We have tons to talk about here with all this cool stuff going on. So, yeah. What, Megan? You have track meet?
I have track practice, but I'm done. What time is the meeting?
Usually 7. Is that when track practice is?
It's 6 to 7:30.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll have like maybe an earbud in or something.
Yeah, I gotta create that too. Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys, let's just rock this.
Anna.
Well, honey.
When you go into my shows,
yeah,
I kind of misunderstood, and I did do a couple of postings.
Oh, that's it. You're in trouble.
Not of products.
Yeah.
But well, you'll see when you go in what I did.